Choshev Rabbanim Shlita, Meire v'Rabosai, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 8th annual Flatbush dinner on behalf of Bonei Olam. Where, with your help, you can help someone else have a child that they otherwise may not have. Tonight you're going to hear about the programs of Bonei Olam, some of which I don't think you know about. The global medical network of Bonei Olam, the advanced genetic testing and research. I don't know whether you know, but Bonei Olam has in-house staff of genetic researchers that were involved in breakthroughs and developments of genetic research. There are certain genetic mutations that are endemic in our community, in the European, Eastern European, Ashkenazic community specifically, that cannot be detected with premarital testing. And Bonei Olam has revolutionized genetic mutation research to the point where hopefully tomorrow it can eradicate those machlas that have caused so much pain and heartache amongst our community, our friends, our neighbors, our families. Why are we here? Why did we get together to make a dinner? So I want to share with you a story, a Bonei Olam story that you must know about. This is a Bonei Olam story. This happened. There was a couple that was going to the hospital so that she, the wife, can deliver their first child. Nothing special, right? Well, it was special because they waited 9 years for this day. For 9 years, they hoped, they prayed, they cried, they lost all hope. And then, they were going to the hospital, and on the car ride up to the hospital, there was great, wonderful talk. They were happy. They knew it was a boy, so they were talking about the bris and who the baby would be named after, and they were talking about the shalom zocha. And joyously, they went into the hospital, where the wife was led to one room and the husband was shown to another room while they continued working with his wife. He doesn't recall how long he was separated, but suddenly he heard a code blue. There was an announcement in the hospital PA system of a code blue, and in moments, orderlies and nurses and doctors went flying with equipment into the room where he thought his wife had been checked into. And he ran towards that room, and he was stopped by an orderly, and he was told, "You can't go in." And he said, "That's my wife. That's my baby in there." And finally, a doctor came to him and explained to him as follows: "Your wife actually just delivered the baby." He said, "What?" And there's no heartbeat. So he told him to brace for the worst. We'll do whatever we can. He said he went to the room where he had left his siddur, in the back of which was a tillim, and he started to leave to the back to get to the kapitel tillim he should say. And he couldn't see the words in the siddur through his tears. And he put it down and he said, "Rabbeinu Shalom, after 9 years, such 9 long years, obviously I don't have the schus to have this child. And perhaps my wife doesn't have the schus to have this child. But Rabbeinu Shalom, what about all those people who helped fund our treatments? What about all the people that were there so that we can have these procedures? What about their schusim?" He doesn't even know how long it was, but it seemed like an eternity. And a doctor came to him and said, "You're the husband, Mr. So-and-so?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "We managed to jumpstart the heart. We'll know better in 24 to 48 hours, that time will be critical to see if the baby survives. Today, that baby is a young, vibrant, bouncing, healthy kid in our community. And whose schus? And whose schus did that child survive? The father says, I don't think it was in my schus, and I don't believe it was in my wife's schus either. It was in the schus of the hundreds, if not thousands of people who came together so that we should have a healthy child. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. You have no idea of the power of the koyach of a tzibur, where we pool not only our money, but we pool our resources and our schusim, so that those who are less fortunate, those who have given up hope, those who think that their life has ended, will have a tchiyas hamesim, just like that kid did. Rav Chaim Shmulevitz used to say in the name of Yisroel Salanta, what 3 Yidden can accomplish when working together, even the Vilna Gordon couldn't do on his own. That's 3 Yidden. Imagine 300 Yidden, or 3,000 Yidden, or in Flatbush 30,000 Yidden coming together and pulling that schusim. This dinner was brought about because virtually every shul in Flatbush, over 73 shuls in Flatbush participated in this dinner. 73 to 130 Nezer Haboinim. In addition to 36 dinner hosts, thousands of people came together so that we should have a successful dinner, so that there's a childless couple somewhere out there. Somewhere out there, there's a childless couple that isn't here tonight, who can't believe that their life will ever change. And it's almost a haftocha that next year, this time, that childless couple will be sitting amongst us, celebrating the birth of that child and wishing the same for another childless couple. Together, only together, we can make medical miracles in Midwood, in Madison, in Marine Park. Only together we can fund and we can found future families in Flatbush, only together. And Baruch Hashem, what a big schus it is for me to be here, and I believe a wonderful schus for each and every person who has come here tonight to participate in the work of Bonei Olam. We're going to move now to give thanks and pay tribute to the first honoree. The first honoree is going to have bestowed the Olam Chesed Bonei Award, and that will be presented tonight to Mr. and Mrs. Dudi Spira of the Boston Besmedrish and in the Agudov Avenue L and other places in Flatbush that he may hang out at. Mr. and Mrs. Dudi Spira, and I understand from that Dudi Spira is a lighting architect. He's a lighting architect. The Pasuk says in Shmois, when Moshe Rabbeinu was born, Vatelid Bein, Vatera Oisei Kitoiv. Zogt Rashi of an art. What's Prat Vatera Oisei Kitoiv? Zogt Rashi Kishen Noilad Nismale Habayis Kuloi Oyer. When he was born, the house was filled with light. There can be no greater lighting design than one who can light up the hearts and the homes of childless couples in our community. Because of their involvement, Mr. and Mrs. Dudi Spira, there will be dots of light throughout our community and here in Flatbush and throughout the world. Nismale Kule Oira. Tonight's Olam Chesed Bonei Award is presented to Mr. and Mrs. Dudi Spira. Please watch the video monitors.